Hello, it's me. This is what we're doing this week. Get closer. Get closer. Enjoy.
Here we are then. Look, this is the fermenting bucket, obviously. Inside I've got my sanitizer of choice, VWP. There's the airlock, there's a little paddle, there's the lid. Lid's quite dirty because I dragged it away from the shed of Glee, which has got more cobwebs in it than something out of Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom. And also I've thrown in some scissors in there because we want to make sure that when we open up the bits and bobs it's all sanitised. So here we are, siphoning off the crap. Now what I want to say is that if you're using VWP, be careful because some of the stuff, the powdery stuff, doesn't always come off. So what we're going to have to do when this is finished is to make sure that all of that VWP is out of this bucket before we put anything in it. So we're going to have to rinse it about 100 times with cold water to make sure all that stuff is out. You've seen me do this before, folks. I've got a container on the floor here. You can use a bucket, whatever you want. I've got a big thing down there. Whoop. I'm trying to get me hose, folks. Look, I'm trying to get me hose. I'm trying to do two things at once here. So what I do is I do this. There we go. And what will happen is water will go into there, it'll fill that up, and then once that's full I'll chuck it down the sink. Save a bit towards the very end in case I forget to sanitise something. But oops, sorry about that. Here we are then, folks. I'm getting rid of the sanitising stuff by siphoning it into there. You can use whatever you like, use a bucket or whatever, or do whatever you want really, it's up to you. But make sure with the sanitising stuff, the VWP, look, there's loads of little bits left in the bucket, so we're going to have to get rid of those before we put anything in there by rinsing it really well with cold water. So there's the stuff that's all been poured in there. This is nice and clean now. As you can see, there's not much in there. I'll give it a little bit of a rinse out, yeah, but most of it's out there, I think. Right, so now we've got our stuff in there. There's about 2 litres of hot water in there with that concentrate. Down here on the floor I've got some water bottles from a certain supermarket that rhymes with Pesco. Other supermarkets are available, folks. Yeah, so let's chuck all those in. Just before I chuck these in, folks, there's a side of yeast and there's a little pack called Yeast Boost. That is just basically yeast nutrient. Chuck those in together, give them a bit of a stir, and away we go. Here we are then, folks. Here is our finished product. Not quite finished, but there you go. It looks pretty good, doesn't it? It smells pretty nice. So all we need to do now is chuck in the yeast. Yadda-da, yadda-da. There's the yeast. Pretty good. Decent amount of yeast there. And also chuck in the yeast nutrient. Chuck that in there, give that a welly. And then we can just give it basically a massive stir. Massive old stir there. That'll do. Come in. Stick the lid on and bang.
That's it. What you saw there was me rustling up the Wobblygob, and I do have a Wobblygob too. Cider is called Barr Gold. It's really simple, folks. There's nothing special about it. The only thing I did like about it was the smell. The smell of the concentrate was really nice. It was really, it smelled quite sweet, which I thought was good. Hopefully some of that sweetness will end up in the end product, but we'll find out at some point. I'm burping now, folks, because I've just finished that cider that I poured at the beginning of the video. And also it's really hot out here in the conservatory, so I'm a bit sweaty, so you'll have to forgive me looking a bit of a mess. But before we go, what I wanted to do was show you these. These, of course, had water in them from a certain supermarket, rhyming with breast co's. You can use these as fermenters, can't you? They're ideal for fermenters, and of course they've got little handles on at the top, so you can carry them around and stuff. You could sort of make a little hole in the top of that to put in, you know, your airlock if you wanted to, but you don't really need to, folks, because you can just rest it on the top there like that, and that'll be good enough, I think. As long as you don't have a really busy yeast, then it shouldn't fly off the top and go everywhere. You should be fine with that. So yeah, I'm going to be using these. Where are you? There you are. Hello. I'm going to be using these as fermenters. It will save me going down to the Shed of Glee, which, as I said earlier in the video, is a little bit like Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom, or you know, the beginning of Raiders of the Lost Ark, when there's all those cobwebs everywhere. Honestly, it's mad. It's Insect City, folks. It's a really old shed, and it's a bit knackered, and it's full of bits. So the spiders and the insects and stuff get in there, and they get onto all my equipment, which is really annoying. So that's why I have to be really careful and sanitize absolutely everything. And you should be doing that too anyway, as a matter of course. The only thing I will say, again, as I said in the video earlier, is if you're going to be using VWP, make sure that you get all of the residue off once you've tipped out all of the water and the sanitizing solution that you make using the VWP, because there will be little beads of it left in the bucket, and you really don't want that in your drink. It probably won't kill you, it'll probably just give you the runs, but please try and make sure that you sanitize everything. Get rid of the solution and you should be absolutely fine. That's all for this week, folks. Hopefully you've found that a little bit useful and a little bit fun. Again, just a quick one, pretty standard fare, but hopefully it will turn out alright, and at some point in the future I'll do a video, let you know how it tastes, and I'll see you on the next one. Ta-da!